Hello, good day everyone. Welcome to the Institute of Global Professionals Free International Webinar. Thank you for joining us this wonderful evening. I hope that you will be able to stay with us until the end of this webinar. My lovely audience, I will be your host for today. I am Marbet de la Cruz from Philippines. I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global volunteer. I feel honored and privileged to host this webinar. It is my delight to welcome you all for the Institute of Global Professionals free webinar. Thank you for joining us today. It is my humble request to all of you to stay with us until the end of the program. For I assure you that everyone will have many takeaways and payoffs for this webinar. From time to time, you may like, share, and comment in this webinar. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and tag your friends in the comment box. Let us watch together and learn together. We believe that the power is gained by sharing knowledge and not by hoarding it. Once again, I am Marbet, a volunteer host of IGP from Philippines. Every day, many new participants are joining us, so I have to give you a little insight about IGP. The Institute of Global Professionals serve as student and community resources, providing holistic social work and education towards creating proficient generation. IGP is leading online skills development with thousands of learners worldwide. I am proud to tell you that IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We believe that it is not effective to increase one's skill by just acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate a proficient generation all over the world. IGP is your trusted platform to learn new things from the global leading leaders. We provide webinars, trainings, and online and offline courses with the best well-trained speakers and coaches from all over the world to create best learning platforms for everyone. Our mission is to empower and enhance people's skills through webinars. Did you know that we have already successfully completed 188 webinars as of this morning? With that, we expect that all are being benefited in their personal and professional life with all these webinars, and we wish that you remain with us in this long journey. Let me remind you once again, don't forget to like, share, comment, and make sure to tag your friends in the comment box. Your comments encourage us to do better and give our best service to all our lovely audience. Good day, everyone. I am cordially welcoming you all. For today, we are presenting the webinar number 189 with the topic Psychosocial Issues of Students. For this session, we will have 3 speakers, 2 from India and 1 from Australia. Without further much ado, let's start the program outright with IGP mantra, feed your skills. With that, let us welcome our first speaker for tonight. He will be discussing about psychological issues of children with special needs. Let's welcome Ma'am Dr. R. Jamuna from India. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening to
Yes.
all. It's my great pleasure to be here. I'm Dr. Jamuna, Assistant Professor in Special Education in Jamia Millia Islamia from India.
Okay, you have very
Hello?
interesting topic today. Yes, we can hear you, ma'am. You have very
Yes,
interesting
ma'am.
topic
Shall I
today,
share my
ma'am.
screen? Yes.
Yes, please,
Yes.
please share your screen.
Yes. I'm sharing my screen.
Let's just wait for a while. Well, Ma'am Jamuna is trying to share her screen. Okay, we can see your
Yes.
screen now, ma'am. Once again, let's
Yes.
welcome with warm virtual applause Dr. R. Jamuna from India. The floor is yours,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. I'm very happy to share this topic today. In current situation, I think this topic is very much needed because all schools and recreation places were closed due to this pandemic situation. During this condition, many persons affected physically and psychologically. Not only the elder ones, adults, and children, but also the special needs children. So I think it's the need of the hour to discuss this topic today. Introduction. Here, earlier the disability was seen as a punishment. But later, the attitude was changed and it was considered as societal problem after the development of many science and technology. And we consider it as a societal problem rather than individual problem. Hence, many changes came along with the medical care, social change also taken place. Mainly, the barriers were removed. Even though there were many societal changes, still the disabled persons are facing discrimination in many areas, and this affects psychosocial condition of these children with disability. So, whatever the technology we invent for the disabled children, it's not enough. Their emotion.
I'm sorry for that. I think she's having some internet issues for the moment, but let's see if she could still connect. Let's just wait for a while. But for the meantime, let me remind you once again, don't forget to like, share, write a comment, and tag your friends in the comment box. And then afterwards, before the end of this webinar, we will be sharing you the e-certificate link. Okay, she's trying to connect now. Welcome back
Yes,
again, Ma'am Jamuna.
yes,
Please share your screen.
yes. So, the impact of disability is not only affecting the children with the disabilities, but also the parents, siblings, and other family members. So, okay, let us see who are these special children. They are the children who have a disability or a combination of disability. The disability may be visual impairment, hearing impairment, intellectual disability. And the combination of disability may be the visual impairment and mental retardation, visual impairment and hearing impairment. So they may have problem in learning or doing any activities on their own. So what is the first we have to understand what is the difference between impairment, disability and handicap. So a traditionally used impairment refers to a problem with the structure or organ of the body. Disability is a functional limitation and handicap refers to a disadvantage in filling a role in life relating to a peer group. So now I will explain that a simple example here. The physical impairment is the loss in an anatomical structure. So suppose if a person got any accident and if he lost his leg, he can uh, replace his leg with some prosthetics. And this condition is called the impairment, and he can use his leg now. And if the, suppose the person is, because of this impairment, if the person is not able to walk even with the help of the prosthetics, then he needs wheelchair. This condition is disability. And the handicap is the next condition, that the person faces many disadvantages. He may not, even with the wheelchair also, he may not able to participate in these social activities. So here, what are the psychosocial problems faced by the
Okay, I think she's disconnected, but she's trying to connect. Yes, ma'am.
I have
Hello.
connector.
Yeah, I can see you, but
So
just kindly share
yes,
your screen.
what are, yes, I have shared here.
Okay.
What are psychosocial problems? Difficulties faced by the children or adolescents with disabilities in different areas of personal and social functioning. And how it affects personally is, due to the disability, they may not able to do their activities on their own, and they always depend on others even for their daily living activities. And in social functioning, they may not able to participate in societal activities like other normal persons do, such as participating in community function, interact with others, and they may not able to fulfill their roles. Some of the, due to these reasons, they have more problems related to psychosocial issues. And let us see the types of disability: physical disability, sensory disability, that is visual impairment and hearing impairment; intellectual disability; then mental disability, that is psychological problem, children with psychological problems; and developmental disabilities with autism and neurological impairments. Now let us see the factors of psychosocial problems. They are not getting here.
I think she's having another internet problem. But a while ago, she was talking about the different types of disabilities of children. And she mentions that these type of disabilities are physical disabilities, sensory disabilities, intellectual or cognitive disabilities, mental disabilities, and developmental disabilities. And she also mentioned that children with disabilities must be given special concern, or we should take care of them. Okay. While waiting for Ma'am Jamuna, I would like to tell you again that later on in this program, we will be giving the e-certificate link, because without in the comment box, if you have problem collecting your, if you're going your e-certificate, you can directly go to our website, that is www.eduigp.com. But you have to keep in mind that Without the code, you cannot get your certificate. So you have to watch the entire program or the entire webinar so that you can get the certificate code, and then you can claim your certificate later after the program. Okay? Then also, I would like to ask, to request everyone to please support us with your like, share, and comment. And then don't forget to tag your friends and your communities too. Please share the good news about IGP to your friends. Okay, let's wait a while for Dr. Jamuna. And also, those who applied for diploma certificate, good news for you. Some of the diploma certificates have been uploaded in our website. All you have to do is to log in and then click diploma certificate and then find your name, and outright you can download your diploma. There are more than hundreds of diploma who have been uploaded there the last time I checked. Okay, this time, well, since Mom Jamuna is having difficulties with her internet, we will proceed to our next speaker. Our second speaker will be discussing about teaching students the value of building positive relationship, bringing the best version of you. Let's welcome Miss Sasha Callery from Australia.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. It's great to have everybody here. And I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and it's 10:30 at night here, so completely different time zone to you all. I'd just like to share my screen with you all, and I would go through my presentation here.
Okay.
And I just wanted to confirm. So can you all see me as well as my screen?
Yes, ma'am, we can see you and your screen.
Oh,
Okay.
fantastic.
That's
So
good
what I
then.
wanted to take today was really talking about, because we're in the middle of a pandemic, I really wanted to maximise everybody's success and learning while experiencing some mental health things, and just give everybody some student strategies on how they can manage their learning during a pandemic. And this actually works really well for whether you're a student or also whether you're a teacher as well. Okay, so while we're actually listening to this presentation, I just actually wanted everybody to think about how we can actually take care of our mental health. And some of the strategies and things that I'll be going through today, rather than actually thinking to yourself and taking notes or looking at them, I almost want everybody to just think about this as what works best for ourselves. So everybody has a different learning curve and a different way that learns, and everybody has different things that work best for them. This is really about taking it in and thinking to yourself, what actually works best for me and how can I utilize this? Some of the strategies that I'll use today may not fit everybody and some may fit somebody else, which is why I'm trying to be able to give so many across the board. So this is really about taking what's working for you here. So I just actually wanted to go back to basics here. So give you some facts and some information regarding our brain. So satisfying our needs and going back to those basic things, right? What works for one person does not necessarily work for another. We don't need to change things up and we need variety. So one of the things that's most important is that, especially within lockdowns, and I'm calling from Melbourne, Australia, and we're actually now officially today the longest lockdown city within the world. So one of those things that will happen is that we've been seeing some things that there's not been much change up for things. And so what's one of the things that's been important is that as the brain, we actually need variety. So we're going to look at later the basic human needs of a person. But what happens is they, there's a saying that says variety is the spice of life. And this is more than what we need. We need to keep our minds working efficiently and making sure that we have as much variety as possible. We're looking at this by looking and going back to the way a baby's brain develops. So the way a baby's brain develops in the first few years of that, it's being constantly exposed to new things. The first year of a baby's brain, it actually doubles in size because it's being exposed to so much. Within 3 years, it's actually increased as it's 80% of an adult size. At 5 years old, it's 90% of the adult size. And so what actually happens is the lack of stimulation. So if you're looking at the lack of stimulation of a baby that is not receiving that same amount as and those sensory needs that the baby's actually needs, what will happen is that brain will actually still grow, but their social impairment of relationships as adults will certainly be impaired from that. So that's what's so important, to actually get as much variety in things changing up from that. So if we're looking at just the baby brain, we also need to make sure that the adult brain needs exactly the same amount of stuff. We need things that will change things up, boost our cognitive function, and by doing that, it actually slows down the signs of aging. So we've actually got here is that an American Journal of Psychological Sciences and Social Studies in University of Florida shows that being spontaneous is one thing that actually keeps our brain rewired. It allows our brain to go and keeps our brain in shape. So one of the things from what's happened is within a pandemic, we've not had as much spontaneity. So this is actually, as much as anything else, it is actually stopping the growth of our minds and our brains and what that's actually experiencing for us. So we need to make sure that in our own way, we make sure that we bring in as much spontaneity as possible. Now, most of us would say, how important is spontaneity? It's actually one of the fundamental things that we need for our brain to keep growing and developing. So we need to make sure that we ourselves are very conscious of this and bring this into our lives. So we look at this and we say the effects of the lack of human contact because of a pandemic and how this is actually stimulating the brain. The effects of this will mean that there will be body aches and pains, mood swings, depression, and hopelessness. Now, when I actually look at these, I look at some of these signs and say most of us will be feeling these things, or students will be actually feeling these things when they're going through this and learning. But it's obviously to the degree of how this will done. So if you look at and you think about this spectrum of this being just experiencing some body aches and pains, so somebody else experiencing some severe mental illnesses, what you'll actually see is right across the board, there is a big spectrum of this. But these are the signs of what people have showed during the pandemic. So basic aches and bodies and pains, mood swings, depression and hopelessness, vision loss. Now, this is actually quite interesting when we've looked at vision loss. And I look at the studies within Australia, there's been a massive increase of people in Australia that have actually, over the last 2 years, that have actually needed to get glasses from this. And there are two reasons why. One is because of the lack of stimulation. So people are saying, well, the lack of stimulation has actually affected our vision, but also the fact that we've been in front of our screens for so long, it's actually affecting our vision as well. So this pandemic has certainly taken its toll on our health, right? It actually, also, although we need our immune system to actually be as effective as possible, this pandemic has lowered our immune system. Our social withdrawal, isolation promotes isolation. So what's actually happening is the more people are staying away, even when restrictions are being eased and people can go out, what's happening is that people aren't going out and visiting each other because people are now experiencing agoraphobia because they've been staying at home for such a long time. So more than ever, those things are as high as ever before. Anxiety, hypersensitivity to taste and sound, because what happens is that we're slowly, by living in our own homes, we're keeping ourselves known to the sounds that we're actually used to. By going outside, we're exposing ourselves to different things. So if I'm not experiencing that sound or those tastes when I'm actually going out and doing that, those now are much heightened. So it's the poor impulsive control. So we're not having as much control over the impulses, our impulses to do things. So that's actually encouraging on making us have much more uncontrollable behavior. And we look at that again. We have had in specific, there's but much more riots around the world around this, and people that would not normally be doing this thing are actually uh, are going out and are acting violently, when really it's a poor impulsive control of what's happening because they've been of this pandemic. So permanent or semi-permanent changes to the brain. I've actually got here what a deprived brain would actually have from lack of stimulation, what one looks like versus what a normal brain looks like. And you can see that there's a big change there. Now, the one way that we can actually compare these two, as well as having mental illness, and well as doing seeing that actually isolating ourselves will bring on early set dementia, is one of the things that we can see is, and these are the shots of in specifically in brains that have people that have been experiencing long-term being in solitary confinement within a prison. And that's one of the ways that we're comparing ourselves within this lockdown and within this pandemic, is that people are experiencing the exact same things that somebody would be experiencing in jail in a being locked up in solitary confinement. So they're the same kind of effects of what that would have as a brain is also affecting us as well. So what other effect do we have? Keeping people at home. The reason this has happened is that it can increase in depression and anxiety, and there's been a halt in our daily changes. That means there's a lack of growth in our minds, isolation then promoting that, and people needing to get out and change. But then what's happening is people are actually frightened of this change. So basic things that we do in life are not giving us pleasure. So we need to find and make sure to find things that do give us pleasure, teach us new things. And then by actually doing as many different things, it actually teaches us to have a wider perspective and understanding of things. By actually not doing things versus doing as many different things as possible, it expands our memory and allows us to get involved in more activities in life, and actually betters our memory. It also increases our vocabulary and increases the speed in which we're processing and reasoning in our own reasoning ability and our own learning ability. And it actually keeps us much, much younger. By not doing things, we're actually doing these the opposite ways as well. So we need to make sure that we do those things. Okay. Why people are resistant to change. And when I look at this, as this is actually one of the things, is that once actually restrictions are easing, how people are relating to themselves is that the toughest experience in our life actually give us the biggest growth. And we need to understand that the most important thing that we can take away from this experience of in a pandemic is to actually have the most resilience. So the reason people are making the same mistakes over and over in our lives is that because we get into a comfort zone very easily, so we can tend to make the same mistakes. What's happening is now this pandemic is actually given us a new version of a comfort zone. So we need to actually, and what our new version of normal is, and yet this is actually not normal at all. So yet what we need to do is understand that we need to find a variety of ways outside of a pandemic to keep us actually growing, and to come up with and create new ideas, because we'll actually hold ourselves back by not doing this. Rather than actually setting a daily routine that meets our regular needs, we actually need to find ways that we can reinvent ourselves and do things outside of our new daily routines. Rather than thinking we do the same thing over and over, we need to be able to think of ways that we can actually change that. If we think about this in a normal day, most of us now who are working from home, if you think about it, if we from before, when I would go out, I would get up, leave the house. By leaving the house, I may go get something to eat. I may go get a coffee. There would be different things going on in the road on a regular basis. By the time I've actually gotten to work, I've spoken to a few different people. Whereas what's happening right now is now my travel to work is from my bedroom to my office right here. So all of those things that previously that I would have experienced on a daily basis of change, learning new things, even just before I've even started my new day, of even though it's the same old routine, I'm actually experiencing many more different things. Whereas from here, I'm going from my bedroom to my office, and maybe getting and all the getting ready process. So you even just in that process, our brain is actually experiencing much less. So I know that people say that we need that daily routine. We do also need that daily routine, but we need to make sure that we bring things in to be as different as possible. So and give ourselves something new that we can actually do within this pandemic, just to change the mundane things that we may be experiencing. So we need to do things that make us happy, and we think about what are the main things that make us happy, with obviously people being the number one things. And that means we need to find new ways of meeting people. And that means that understanding, if there's been anything that this pandemic has actually shown us, is that the world is actually a smaller place. And what we do need to do is find our tribe. And when I say tribe, every one of us has idiosyncrasies or interesting parts about ourselves that sometimes once we're at work or we're at school or the people that we associate with, there may not be people, those little quirky things that you collect or do or interest, there may not be people around you that you can share those interests with, because they're quite they're quite different. What's happened is with the world, it actually has then shown that online we can actually create great sustainable relationships. And even though a lot of people would say maybe we can't, I think that this has actually shown us that we can actually develop great relationships with people online, almost feeling like we've met them. And so this is what I mean by creating your tribe online, finding those things that you have as an interest that's specific to you, finding those other people online and creating your own team of people that are interested in the things that you're interested, whether it be you're interested in something that you collect, something that you may not normally be able to find by walking out or meeting the average person. Getting to know yourself and noticing the patterns that you have in life. I'm always about saying, how can we listen to the instincts and the whispers that you have of yourself, and what direction that you can actually use those to go into. Spending time in nature and enjoying the weather, watching the ocean, soaking up the sun, the feel of the rain or the wind, those kind of things. We actually say they might not be that important, and we know those things. But the truth is that just spending time in nature and having all of those things, the benefit to our learning is is so heightened to be able to do that, because they're experiencing things every day. I'm also about making sure that we change things up. So for example, if this is the room that I sit and read in or do the things in, every day try and find somewhere new that you can do this, because then what that does is it allows my brain to see the world from a different perspective. Even if, for example, I need to be able to sit here, one day sit on the floor, just because when you look at that, you're seeing the world, you're seeing this room from a different perspective. That means that your mind is actually seeing things differently. Making sure that we take time to smell the things that we love. Now, smell has a direct attached to memory, so making sure that we bring those things into our lives to make sure that our memory is working perfectly. Again, it's all about making sure that we don't have early onset of dementia. So eating foods that make you feel good, exploring your taste buds and trying new foods. We look at that and think how big a deal that can be. What that does for our mind is incredible. And what we do need, these are basic ways that even when you have, no matter whatever it is that you have taken away from you, you can try your best to experience this and getting creative. Now, looking back to the basic human needs, as of 1940, Maslow's hierarchy of basic needs was looked at it and said that it was air, food, water, shelter. We're looking at shelter under warmth, clothing, and sleep. And finally, sleep. Now, when we look at in 2021, we have now modernized this and changed what our motivators are. And although our basic needs are still the same, we now have such a big need for so many more. Education and learning is such all of these become our basic needs that we need. And if we aren't receiving these things, our mental health will play a big role in this. Healthy relationships and making sure that we connect with people, looking forward to things. So what's happened is because constantly we're organising something and it's getting shut down and we're not, and things are getting cancelled, that's actually a big thing that's happening on our mental health. So having something to look forward to is a very important part of our basic needs. Looking at our own social protection, feeling safe, feeling like we belong. With the pandemic, that wherever we are in the world, there's been a massive increase, huge increase in domestic violence. So that feeling safe has actually been really taken away from some of us there. And not so much when we're feeling safe around our actual physical safety or what's happening, is just actually feeling safe. Families are arguing so much more. They've been locked up together. And also the feeling of safe of our security, and our own feeling of safety of how we can speak our needs. The world has actually been more and more divided now, between our opinions on of COVID or vaccine. And so how we're feeling like we're belonging and what we can talk about has more or less been affected to us now. And also our future security. What is it that we're going to do? The world has changed so much. How will things be for our future children? How will it be if I'm at university and I'm studying something and that has really been taken away from us and we aren't able to do it? Our social protection, feeling safe, feeling like we belong and part of that family. It's really important for us to have a choice, and that's exactly why there's been such a division, and governments have played a big role in making sure that some of us have taken away our choices in how we feel about things, and taking away our freedom of things. And so we're actually feeling, as people, we're actually really starting to fight for our basic needs and how that and what that affects from us. Now, if you're understanding, we need to, as one of our things, I always say that we need is the biggest thing that we need as human beings is empathy. And so if you can see, if you're a person that's had minimal of these things taken away from you, then maybe your effects of your emotional well-being won't be as much. Having other people, if you've had more of these things taken away from you and more effective, then your erratic behavior will certainly increase. Making sure that we feel like we have a purpose. So for people that have lost their jobs, feeling like they have no purpose in their life, feeling like they have that will certainly impact on that. Stimulation of things that we're looking forward to, participating in life, feeling like we have an idea of where we're going, ability to challenge ourselves. Where is it that we're going? What is it that we're doing? That peace and calmness of where we're going, making a difference, leaving a legacy is so important for us as well. Knowing that my input to the world is actually making sure that it's important, making sure that we're influencing people, expressing love, feeling love. Like I said, the opportunity to influence people is what I'm saying, making an impact on you. We also make sure that we need the physical touch and fun and things to get excited about. So looking at all of these basic things, we need to think about how is it that everybody has been affected by this. As I said, some people have only had a few things taken away. Other people have had things affected in so many of those ways. So therefore, their reaction and how they feel about this pandemic and their learning will certainly be acted upon more than the average person. Okay, so ways that we can take care of ourselves, and I just want to give you some ideas because sometimes we forget these things, is to take deep breaths, calm ourselves and clear the mind. That certainly does that. Making sure that we have physical movement in our body, because this releases endorphins, stimulates the release of dopamine and serotonin and all chemicals that make us feel good. So this means that we can do this not just in our own exercise, but making sure that we do things like yoga or dance. Meditation significantly affects our hormones and our neurotransmitters. So making sure that we have that calmness in our life, the self-love, what makes us feel good, whether it be with our body, massages, touch, showers, affection, being around water. That's what's so important about weather, feeling the sun, feeling feeling the rain, the wind, those kind of things, walking around on grass with bare feet, those kind of things. These things are all things that are completely free, that release dopamine and serotonin, and are things that make us feel good. Laughter, comedy. According to the World Health Guide, laughter relaxes the whole body, and the effect of a good laugh can last after 45 minutes on the body. This improves blood vessels of your heart, burns calories, increases your lifespan, and looks after us. It's important that people, it also makes us attractive and creating opportunities. We need to make sure that we create opportunities to laugh. Smiling will also change our mind and our consciousness. Spending time with people that makes us feel good, even if this is online. Making sure that we get the right amount of sleep for you. So for some of us, that might be that 8 to 10 hours. Some people, it might be 5 hours. Every one of us will have a different thing. Faith, making sure that we believe in what it is that makes us feel good, and everybody having the right to believe in what they want to have. Providing, and music, making sure that we have, music is almost the universal language of the world, and it provides comfort, improves our memory, eases pain, and reduces stress. So the other thing is important when we're feeling like this is doing random acts of kindness. How is it that we can teach people new skills? So if you're feeling down, you are suffering depression and anxiety, what skill is it that I have that I can teach you? All of us thinking, every one of us knows how to do something, so we can teach people that, whether it be online, face to face. That also goes back to having a purpose, feeling good about ourselves, having healthy conversations, discussing, learning, sharing our feelings, listening to others, people, creating that. Again, I can't say more about empathy and understanding, reaching out for ourselves to see how others are. Taking time to develop positive relationships, being a good friend, speaking to new people, reach out to new people. So rather than waiting for somebody else to make that friendship, you actually reach out and do that. Associate with people that make you feel good. So if there are toxic people in your life, then making sure that we pull back, because then we need to make sure that we bring in as much people to make us feel good about ourselves. Things that make our life a little bit easier, obviously having a to-do list, getting through this, setting goals in creative ways that excites you. Don't leave things to the last minute. Procrastination causes stress, but also understanding that everyone's mind works differently. So some people procrastinate, leave things to the last minute, and it seems to work for them. Actually figuring out what works best for you with your own mental health. Never giving up on yourself. And I have a big thing, and there's no such thing as failure. So for me, fail stands for first attempt in learning. Asking questions, being as curious as possible. Volunteering. How is it that you can volunteer to, it's the number one way that can actually change the success in your life. Making sure that we network. And when I say volunteer, it doesn't actually mean that we need to think about volunteering for a not-for-profit organisation. It can actually mean that we volunteer for an organisation that's a profitable organisation, and they may be utilising you to do some work that they would normally pay somebody to do. But at the end, what that does, it gives you a network, it gives you exposure to what's going on within the industry, and it also gives you references. So that volunteer work you're doing, entering awards and competitions, making sure that you're exposed, opening up your mind. What is it that you can do? Playing games and sport, even if that means it's online. Looking outside the square on how things are done. If something's done one way, thinking about how that things can be done different. When I say yes and then say no, some of us need to learn to say yes more and say, yes, I want that in my life. Others need to say, I'm constantly doing for others. I need to actually pull back and say no. I'm always about being different and trying things differently in your own way. And again, I want you to try, when we're around here, I want you to try changing up your working space. So for example, if I'm here, how can I sit in different places to be able to see my house differently, but also then what that does is it exposing things for you. Regularly trying your own breathing techniques. So when things do get stressful, making sure that you understand, I do need to take even 30 seconds to change your breathing techniques will certainly reduce the stress that you have. Watch a different type of movie that you would normally watch. So if you would normally watch, I would say, I'm a person that watches lots of documentaries, and then all of a sudden I think to myself, I need to stop watching that and watch something completely different, just to change the focus in my own mind. Getting a good YouTube clip or book, seeing different foods. How can we eat something different? Whether it's in a shop, how can we try something else? The world is full of incredible foods. How can we expose ourselves to as many different things, or learning to cook all of those things as possible? Walk or drive a different route. Reward yourself, even if that doesn't mean to cost anything for you financially. But what is it that you can do? How can you use your senses to heighten your emotions and feelings? So whether that is through touch, smell, being around different people, how is it that you can do that? So really thinking creatively. Gifts that you can give yourself. I'm always about gratitude. I always say at the end of the day, we always need to think of 5 things that we're grateful for. When we think of those 5 things that we're grateful for, that actually takes away the idea of the things that we don't want to do, that aren't making ourselves feel good about ourselves, but how can we change that? And it puts a certain focus on ourselves to be able to focus on the positive things of the day rather than the negative things. Push yourself through your fears. So if you are noticing that a fear is coming up, notice what that fear is. Start to dig deep and think, what is that fear all about? And think to yourself, how can I push through that? Because if not, it will always remain there. So how can you push through that so it doesn't remain a fear for you? Give yourself a moment to think about an answer. So, for example, if anybody's asking you something, always it's okay to take a moment, go, hey, I'll get back to you on that one. It doesn't need to be done straight away. This is an opportunity to reinvent yourself. If you were always doing it like this, now we can change things up and do things completely different on how you've done that. Like I said, walk a different way, do a different path. Do your best on how you can change things up on a daily basis. I'm very big on what people say about me. It's none of my business. We can't get caught up on what people think about us. It will literally just destroy our mind if we're constantly saying, I need to make sure everybody is happy. There is a time when you think, I need to actually think about what I'm doing it. Am I doing my best? Is my intentions good? Once you're doing that, whatever anybody else thinks, that doesn't matter at all. As much as we're doing small acts of kindness for other people to help them along, I'm also about doing small acts of kindness for yourself. How can I take care of that? I always say there's nothing more permanent in change. So how can we embrace these things and make them different in what we're doing? What's happened is through this, I've actually, with my team, we've developed a program because we've noticed that a lot of people have changed careers path or are trying to get things into different places. And so it's really about one of the things that I've done is helping people on how they can actually get career focused, get job ready. What do they actually think getting job ready actually means, having a career plan, really understanding what networking means, and being a confident negotiator. So we have understood what people's pain points are within a pandemic, and that's why we've developed a program called the Young Career Seeker program. And that's really all about making sure that people that are trying to get into the workforce and things are very difficult, how is it that we can help you get through that? What is it that we can do for you to be able to help you? Because we understand this is a time where things are more difficult than ever, and we really need to make sure that we open our minds on how it is that we're moving forward from that. And through that, we've been able to develop this particular program. So what is it? It's always about how it is that you can create your future by designing it, actually looking at your own pathways plan, where you're going, your own branding. So looking at how is it that I want the world to see me? What is it that I want people to say about me after I leave the room? And then what that means is that you're setting that brand up straight away in order for us to be able to do that. You're setting that up before anything else. Helping people on their interview skills as well, resume writing, teaching people the skills on networking, introducing you to our networks. We're all about practice, practice, practice. We're there with you all the way, and we're coaching, mentoring, empowering you as well through this, because we're understanding that this is very, very stressful for everybody. this is actually our team that we have. It's a one-on-one service, and that we can actually bring into the country you use. So this is something that we've done to help people through a pandemic in some of the ways that they may be actually experiencing things. And thank you so much for your time. I hope you've learned something from me. Please, if you do want to stay in contact with me, that's my WhatsApp number. I have a website. You can actually look me up. I'm on LinkedIn, or I'm Sasha Kaluri, motivational speaker on Instagram, which I've just got today because I was hacked and have not had Instagram for more than a year now. So please stay in contact and connect with me, or with the young career seekers. You can email me, or that's the QR code. Thank you so much.
That was pack of information, ma'am. What a lovely and superb presentation on lots of interesting information. I believe that you were able to give beautiful insights about the effect of pandemic, and in a positive way. You talked a while ago that we need to think in a different perspective. And also you talk about reinventing ourselves, right? During this pandemic, the pandemic isn't that bad at all. My realization about your talk today is that this pandemic is not that bad at all, because there are a lot of new things that we could start doing. Actually, such as this webinar that we're having today, that is another thing that we can do. We did not have to use this webinar before, but then because of the pandemic, we're having this webinar, and this is actually the reason why you and me are here today. We have volunteering for free for the IGP to reach out many people. Thank you so much, ma'am, for all the informations that you have shared to us. That was truly wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, at this point, let's welcome once again Dr. R. Jamuna.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, I'm sharing my
Welcome
screen.
back. Yeah, please.
Thank you. Hello. Am I
Yes,
audible?
I can hear you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Just,
Yes.
just share your screen.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sharing.
Okay. We're waiting, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, that's
Now
good. We
it's
can see it
visible, I
now.
think. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, for a while.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. Whether my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Now let us see about the psychosocial problems. Here, the difficulties faced by the children or adolescents with disabilities in different areas of personal and social functioning. How it affects personally. Due to the disability, they may not be able to do their activities on their own, and they always depend on others even for their daily living activities and in social functioning. They may not able to participate in societal activities like other normal persons do, such as participating in community function, interact with others, and they may not able to fulfill their role in the society. Due to these reasons, they are vulnerable to psychosocial problems. Let us see about the different types of disability. Physical, sensory, intellectual, mental, and developmental disabilities are there. Some of the factors which affect the factors which causes these psychosocial problems in children with special needs. They are not, the children with the special needs are not getting equal access in medical treatment. We are all talking about inclusive education, but it is not accessible for many children, particularly during this pandemic situation. Many disabled children lost their education during this period. They are very much interested to learn, but their economic situation and family background, they are unable to access the online education like normal children. Inadequate disability related services during this pandemic, also many children suffered. So many children who are in need of occupation therapy, speech therapy, then physiotherapy were affected. So this is not only affecting their physics but also their mind. Because of lack of these services, they were excluded from their day-to-day activities also. Many families were financially, during this lockdown, financially affected during this lockdown. So the parents with special children also got affected. So to overcome this, if we focus on the particular ability, particularly the abilities of the children and the skills among them, instead of their disability, it will bring a great change in their life. It will bring some self-confidence in them also. Now let us see the psychosocial domain of emotional well-being of children with disabilities. So when we take off 0 to 6 years, like other children, they also need love, care and affection. But due to their disability, they may not be able to express their needs. So they miss the care and affection. In some families, the children may be neglected and abused. So to overcome this, we can provide good nurturing in early stage, and parents or caregivers should have adequate information regarding nurturing of the young child with disability. When it comes to 7 to 12 years, in many families, they are rejecting the disabled children. Even though when they enter into the school, the peers and caregivers also rejecting due to their physical appearance. So this, because of this, these children are non-competent among the other children. This leads to so low self-concept and self-esteem among the children. And another important thing is here is sexual abuse. At the age of this 12 years, the children are mainly prone to sexual abuse, particularly the girls with disabilities. So to overcome this, education should be accessible to all children with disabilities to make them independent in their life. And the many awareness programs must be created among parents, teachers, and caregivers, and many counseling programs should be organized for children with special needs. And many supportive services can also be organized. When it comes to 13 to 17 years, sexual abuse for girls, not only the sexual abuse, but also the physical abuse. In this stage, there were more physical changes in their body, so they may feel how we can take the new roles as a college student or as an employee or as a wife. So mostly they think about their future only. So here we can guide the students, we can provide more of guidance and counseling services to these girls with a disability. And here the boys also may have the responsibility in their family to run their family. So we have to give more guidance and counseling support for the male children also. For both male and female, the sex education is very important thing. Next, let us see the psychosocial domain of social well-being. In 0 to 6 years, due to their disability, they may lack in developing meaningful social relationships with other children. They may miss their school life due to some treatment. Some children may need treatment because of their disability. To overcome this, the whole family and community must support then the parents must take care of the children. They should take their children out of home and make the child to play in park with other children. So the early intervention program must be given at this stage. At the age of 7 to 12 years, they may lack in participating in recreational activities. The parents may avoid to take their children to the public places. They may feel uh, it's difficult to take them to the public. To overcome this, parents at least they should try to take their children to their close family members' house, and the parents must spend time with their child and they should communicate with their child. And they also advise to the siblings, their siblings should also take care of their disabled sister or brother. At the age of 13 to 17 years, at this stage, there will be many changes in their body level and also in their mind level. So they may feel physically unattractive, and this may also affect their social relationships with others and self-confidence. So to overcome this, according to their age, gender, and disability, school, parents, and teachers must also engage these children. These children should be exposed to many successful personalities with disabilities. Psychosocial domain of skills and knowledge. Here, at the age of 0 to 6 years, in social domain, they have only limited exposure to explore the environment where they are. This is due to they may lack in many cognitive abilities, because at the age of 0 to 6 years, the mental development is very crucial. But when the child fails to explore the environment, then it leads to lack of cognitive development. So due to neglect, and also they may not be recognized by their needs also may not be recognized by their parents. So to overcome this, parents and caregivers must support the child at this early age, and they should be aware of the early intervention program for these children. At the age of 7 to 12 years, due to disability, there may be lack of exploration and learning new skills. So because of this, they may not be able to compete with peers, both academically and in the sports. To overcome this, inclusive education plays an important role. So peers will teach and understand these children better than the teacher, so they will help the children. At the age of 13 to 17 years, here, the lack of sex education. So this leads to many problems in the disabled children. So they have to they have to protect themselves on their own. So they have to get sex education. At this age, we have to provide vocational education also, because they are entering into the life of vocation after completing their age of 18. Cross-cutting issues. At community level, parents should not keep their disabled children at home. They should overcome their misbeliefs also. So for this, we can make some sensitization programs in many remote areas and in the and among the people with very poor education background. In environment, many environment is not accessible to children with a disability. When we consider about the environment, in many places they are providing barrier-free environment. But even though the children from remote areas, they are suffering with the lack of barrier-free environment. So psychosocial issues due to COVID-19. Many children, not only us, many persons with a disability and elder people have suffered with COVID-19 stress. So here what happens is the anxiety is the major problem among the persons, and some of the common things which affected these disabled children were behavior, that is, they don't know how to behave in front of others because of the lack of social communication with the others. Then they have some physical issues. Then they have emotional problems, anxious, or they may be very fearful during this period. Then they're thinking. They have some trouble in remembering these things, and they have lots of confusion how to overcome the situation, because most of the time they are staying inside the room itself. Then uncertainty or frustration and disappointment among them. Then they will go out of this room and then they will see others in our class. This is their thinking. Then the social challenges. That is challenges in accessing essential supplies and basic requirements like water. Even the small things they have to depend on others. So to overcome this, we can reassure our child. We can make our child foster calm. In times of change, opportunities to engage in calming behaviors. There are many activities are there for the children with the special needs. So we can introduce those calming behaviors among our children. Then create routines. So already they have some routines, but now all the routines have got disrupted. So once again, we have to initiate all these things. Then be empathetic. So when we consider the nowadays the children are not going to usual regular schools, so they may face some difficulties and discomfort in communicating with others, etc. So we have to concentrate on that also, and show love. Show the love. Children with disabilities may internalize feelings that they and or their care needs are burdensome to their parents. So the stressful and uncertain time in which parents may be wearing the hats of employee, teacher, and caregiver, simultaneously this feeling may be heightened. So if we have to provide unconditional love and joy for the special children, encourage the children to talk about their feelings, because during this pandemic situation they have lots of stress inside. So we have to allow our child to express their feelings. We have to allow our child to talk about whatever they are feeling through phone calls, video chatting, or other virtual platforms. To conclude, disability coupled with low socioeconomic status, larger family size, child and mother, education. So these are some of the things which are associated with the psychosocial problems, factors. So the only way to overcome this psychosocial problem among the children with special needs is providing lot of love and affection. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mom. That is actually a lovely presentation and lots of interesting insights about psychosocial issues due to COVID-19. You talk about reassuring children with special needs, giving them routine, and being empathetic. And the most important thing that I've heard from you is to give them love. Other than that, we need to listen to them and encourage them. Thank you, Ma'am Jamuna, for that presentation and for sharing
Thank you.
your insights.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for
Okay,
giving me
thank you,
this
Ma'am.
opportunity.
Once again, I would like to remind all of you to please support us with your like, share, and comment. Make sure to tag your friends in the comment box. Then we will be giving the e-certificate link in the comment box. And if you face problem in collecting your certificate, though just directly log in into our website, that is www.eduigp.com. Then, after collecting your e-certificate, don't forget to celebrate with IGP with your check-in. Then, at this juncture, let us welcome our last speaker. He will talk about family concerns of children and developing self-concepts. Let's welcome Sir Muhammad Zubair from India. Hello, sir. We can't hear you. Hello.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
So, thanks IGP for providing me the opportunity, because it's a good platform to to interact with the people, and there are lots of viewers are watching the program. So it's my pleasure to be here. And can I share? I am Mohammad Zubair from India. I'm working in the university here in New Delhi. So can I share my PPT?
Yeah, sure.
One second. I think now it's okay. Am I audible now?
We can hear you, sir, but you're not yet
Okay,
sharing
okay,
your screen. Please share your
okay,
screen.
okay. I'm sharing. Okay, ma'am. Okay, I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
I think I'm visible now.
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. Thanks, IGP, for inviting me at this platform. And it's a topic psychosocial issues. And today I will talk about the psychosocial aspects and the family concerns of the children and developing self concept. So, psychosocial, as we all know, psychosocial means pertaining to the influence of social factors on an individual's mind, because we all are human beings, and we are socially interacting with persons in the families. They're social. We are social human being. So the influence of social factors on our mind or behavior. So there is an interrelationship between the behavior and the social factors. So psychosocial is a term used to describe the influences of social factors on an individual's mental health and behavior. So, psychosocial approach to human behavior involves the relationship between interpersonal, psychological, and environmental aspects. And psychosocial characteristics, commonly describes as individual psychological development in relation of social and cultural environment, because we all are living in the society where we are interacting with different kind of peoples, and we have lots of psychological processes are going on in our brain, sensation, or you can say the perception or the thinking or the awareness or knowledge. Many things are going on. So Eric Erickson was an psychologist who developed one of the most popular and influential theories of development, psychosocial development. And he has given 8 stages, and he was very much influenced by Sigmund Freud, because and Sigmund Freud has given the psychosexual development theory. But Erickson worked in the social aspects. So similarly, Maslow, like our previous speaker, Sachamam, was told that about the Maslow hierarchy. And Maslow hierarchy of needs is a motivational theory given by him in psychology. And he has given 5 models of human needs, and from bottom to top, we can see the physiological needs of or you can say the food and clothing, the safety purpose. Then we when we search about the love and safety, and then social, then esteem, and self actualization. So this is the hierarchy given by the Maslow. So needs lower down in the hierarchy must be satisfied before individuals can attend to needs higher up. uh, when we will be psychosocial, what is psychosocial health? And if we are psychosocially healthy, then we are able to do many things in our society, and we can live a good life. So psychosocial health encompasses the mental or the emotional or the social and the spiritual dimensions, and it covers all the areas: emotional, social, mental, and spiritual. Emotionally, what we are feeling; socially, what we are interacting or making good relationship with others; mentally, what we are thinking about; and spiritually, what we are being a person here in the society. So psychosocial health is the result of complex interaction between a person's history and his or her thoughts about the interpretations of the past. Psychosocial health, healthy people, if you are psychosocially healthy person, you will feel better about yourself, you will feel comfortable, and you can interact with people, you can control or manage your anxiety, stress, or and tension, and you will be able to get your achieve your goals, and you can maintain a positive outlook, or you can you will be motivated, and you will be better in as a person in the society, and enrich the lives of others as well, and you will be able to work for the society. So if a person is psychosocially healthy, so he can work to improve in all areas. He can recognize his strength and weaknesses, he can assess their personality, and he can work he can make a good relationship with their family members, with their with their wife, or with their children, with the colleagues, with the friends, and he will be very much capable of giving and receiving love and affection. And if you are psychosocially strong, you can support in not only in your personal life, but also in the social life, or you can say in all aspects of life. So uh, uh, and he can possess zest for life. If you are fit, psychosocially fit, you have zest, and you have you will be motivated, highly motivated, and intellectually you will be able to perform the many things, and your energy will be always boost up, and you will be realistic in your approach, and you will be able to adapt in all the circumstances, in the environment, in the family, in the society, at the workplace. So but if you are not fitted psychologically, you are not fitted, then you have no zest, no, you will be you will be in stress, you will experience bad or headaches, or illness. You will face different sort of psychosocial problems, for example emotional problems, social problems, and you will face some sort of neurological problems as well, like irritable bowel syndrome, or the stress, or anxiety, or depression. And you will not able to adjust in the society, will not able to make a good relationship with others. So mentally health is the important thing, because if someone is mentally fit, and he is able to think in a rational manner, in the psychological manner, so they can respond well, and they can assess their abilities constructively. And rational thinking always works well. But if you are not thinking rationally, that means you have some sort of mental health issues. Similarly, in the emotional area, because when we talk about the emotions or the feelings, the affective, when we talk about the affective domain, so feelings is all about the subjective side of the psychosocial health, because it covers all the emotions. And when we are emotionally fit, when we are stress free, we have no anxiety, and we are laughing, we have no stress, we are making love, we are doing good things in the society, so you can perform well. But when we are emotionally fit, our works will be affected by all these things. Similarly, social aspect, because socially we all are social human beings, and in the family, in the society, or you can say we have different sort of cultures, so we have different sort of people we have to interact at the school level, in the society, in the family, we have to interact with them. So we have to adapt in different kind of situations in our life. Sometimes ups and downs are there in our society, in our life. So we have to make some sort of social bonds with others, and social support with others. So psychologically, psychosocial aspects covers social health and spiritual health, as inner quest for well-being, because I'm a good person, I'm a bad person, a belief in a unifying force, that gives purpose in my life, because every life we have purpose, a sense of belonging, a feeling of connection to the other people, or the nature, or the god, whatever religion you are following. But it there is a connection with our god. So psychosocial health also covers the spiritual health. And now I will talk about the family concern, because as we all know, different kind of families are there. Nuclear families, joint families, blended families are there. Families, or many people are living together or not together, but they are living, and they have their own responsibilities. But sometimes they faces many challenges for their kids, because if you are a single parent, or a normal parents, if mother or a father, you both are there, and you are, you have kids, and you all are observing their milestones or development. So there are lots of concerns about the kids, because there are lots of uh, developments are going on simultaneously: physical development, mental development, emotional development, or the moral development. So sometimes we face many concerns in the when we talk about our kids. Dysfunctional families are there. There are lots of issues in the families. They are not interacting with others. They are not giving quality time to their kids. They are making differences or making biasness with them. They are not providing good time. They are not observing their milestones. So there are lots of psychosocial problems can arise in the family. So the macro environment, the other factor is the macro environment, because drugs, neighborhood crime, threats to safety, sometimes injuries, school failure or the exam failure. Sometimes we don't have job, or financial problems in our family, so we are not feeling well. So in those circumstances, we are not caring our kids in a proper manner. So that's why we are neglecting them, and that's why many uh, things are changing in their behavior. For example, communication gap in the family unit, because as a parent, it is mandatory to make a good healthy relationship with our kids in the society. Because if there is a communication gap, you won't be able to interact with your kids. You won't be assess your kid abilities and strength. And always try to make, if you have poor relationship and poor strength and bonds in the families, so that will not work. Because if you have good relationship with your parents, if your parents are making good relationship with their kids in the society, so they can their confidence will be developed, and their motivation level will be high. And uh, if you have poor self esteem, parents have poor self esteem, that will also uh, uh, affect, that will also affect on the kids. Sadness in the family, sometimes it's ups downs in our life. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are not happy in our life. But sadness every time, sometime in some families, sadness is every time they are feeling sad, or they are not spending good quality time, or they are not entertaining, or they are not providing good time with the kids. So this is also a big issue with them. And weaker families, sometimes financial families problem is there. So these are the things that definitely will impact on their on impact will make an impact on their kids. So mental and physical health also has crucial role on the on the children. Because if you, as I told earlier, that if you are mentally fit, you can think in the rational manner, you can percept well, you can make good attention, you can cognition development will be taken place effectively, and you will be able to process all the mental operations. And if you are physically fit, then you can perform many things, many activities to achieve your goals in your life. Similarly, in unsuccessful family and marriage, sometimes in the families, parents are fighting each other. They are in front of their kids, they are uh, they have bad relationship, and they are showing this relationship to their kids. So this is not a good way, because if you are showing unsuccessful family, or the as a parent you are showing these kind of things in front of them, that will definitely it will make some negative impact on them. Coping skills, because sometimes we have just because as a human being we have to adjust in different sort of situations, because we have to face different kind of situations in our life. Circumstances are different everywhere. So we have to coping skills to coping them. Better parent child communication, we have to make a good communication with our child. Because if we are not making good communication, good healthy communication with our kids, or with our parents, or with our other family members, that will hurt. Poor understanding, sometimes we are not able to understand our partner, we are not able to understand our kids, what he or she wants to say, and what he or she wants to achieve in his or her life. So there is no need to impose anything on them, and make a good healthy understanding with them. So social problems, because sometimes you are not interacting with others, we are not uh, in the family, there are lots of issues are there, you are not interacting with the family members. many emotional problems are there, or many spiritual problems. I already discussed these points. Sometimes child have many dreams in their life, because as we all know, every student have their own abilities and capabilities, and according to their abilities, they have the right to choose their career in their life. So sometimes concern is that we sometimes child is facing griefness, or he is not accepting by their kids. Acceptance is the important thing in the family, because it make a good healthy relationship, and socializing and making friends, because sometimes parents make some foundation on them. It is good that we have to observe our kids, because where they are going outside, or to whom they are meeting, or which kind of friends they have. But still, there should be a socialization is there, because we have to provide such exposure to them. They can interact with their friends, colleagues, or you can say in the school, in the college, everywhere they can socialize, and they can make good friends. And safety concerns is always there, because as we all know, nowadays safety concerns are there. Over protectiveness is there in the in the family. Sometimes parents are overprotected, and some safety is important, but sometimes protectiveness is not good. We have to make a good relationship with them, and make some provide them a good environment. Potentially for discounting child's abilities, because we, as a every child have their own aptitude. Aptitude, we have to observe aptitude, because no one, everybody won't be a doctor, or everybody will not be a engineer. Everybody have their own skills. So every, according to their skills and aptitude, we have to choose their career, or you can say uh, they can they can use their potential. So parents have duty to use their potential at the early stages. Transitions phase comes in our life at the school or the college level or the society, because school transition, whether from one level of schooling to another, or in a new school or in a new college, therefore transitions may raise particularly concerns for the parents of children, because school transitions means establishing new relationship with principals, teachers, and other school personnel. Parents may feel depressed, because pessimistic sometimes, because overwhelmed about the need to start all over again with the new cast of characters. Balancing time and attention, because time is always, time management is the important key, and attention is always the important key. So providing balanced quality time to all children or family members may be therefore a stressful task due to heavy parental responsibilities. Sometimes we are ignoring our kids, but if we are ignoring our kids, they are facing stress or depression in their lives, and facing health problems as well. Stigmatization. Families with disabled or the normal kids are there, and it may be normal or disabled, they are obliged to cope with insulting, hostile, or rude behavior from the society or the community. Sometimes they face a sort of things in the life, some comments from the society. So we have to overcome all these things. We have to aware the society. So family counseling is the service available to anyone to struggling to cope with family or relationship issues, because there are lots of relationship issues in the families. So the service is open for individuals, or the couples, or the families, or the children. So couples with young children and teenagers are given priority, because children are important for the country, for the global world. So many people contact the family counseling service for advice about day-to-day problems. Family councils involves an interaction between the professionals, the counselors, or the professionals in and a family, and every family members are involving in that communication, or you can say in that interaction, to overcome the problems. So family counseling is the important thing, because at the early stages, at the initial stage, we consist in developing relationship and assessing the problems. We can assess the problem, which kind of problems we are facing in our life. In the middle stage, family members develop an emotional support, emotional understanding of the reason behind that problem, why we are facing this sort of problem in our families, why this is happening. And the ending stage is helping the family learn alternative ways of behaving, thus transforming the family system, what the other alternative ways we can adapt in our life. So termination stage is the weaning period where the family help to function productively without the help of counselor. So each member is treated as an important and insist that members should speak for themselves. So members are promoted to speak, or you can say uh, you can say counselors observe family dynamic, power structure in the family, and they can they definitely he will support the whole family. So members are helped to perceive themselves as a social unit. So parents empowerment means the parents empowerment is a core concept, and as a conviction that parents are capable of being the primary teachers and nurturers of their own children, because uh, you know they have to work a lot with their kids. And children who have a healthy relationship with their parents are more likely to develop positive relationship with others, because if they are making good relationship with their parents, so they are developing well in a particular manner, and they can make a good relationship with others in the society as well. So they are better at the regulating emotions, and it's promote child's cognitive, emotional, and social aspect. And this will help kids exhibit positive social development somewhere, ensure that children can perform better socially and academically, and path for future success. So this will definitely help in improving the communication in the family, making good relationship, making good bonds in the family, building self-esteem, or make family happier, and family relationship will be better, they can understand each other, their mental and physical health will be better, their emotional health would be better, and they can build a successful family marriage, and they can live a good happy life together, and they will be able to adjust their life in different situations, and they can cope up, and they will develop coping skills in the different situations. So as a better parent you can do all these things. So try to improve communication with your kids, enhance relationship with them, make good bonds with them, build your self-esteem, make your family happier, and make good relationship with your partner. Be happy in mentally, physically, and emotionally. The other thing we can use the family therapy. Family therapy is the branch of psychiatry which sees that individual psychiatric symptoms as inseparably related to the family in which he lives, and thus the focus of treatment is not on the individual but on the family. So individual family therapy, sometimes we give individual family therapy, each family member has a single therapist, the whole family may meet occasionally with one or the or two or the therapist to the see how the members are relating to one another, and worked out specific issues that have been defined by the individual members. Sometimes conjoint family therapy, the most common type of family therapy is the single family group or the joint family therapy. The nuclear family is seen, and the issue and the problems raised by family are the ones addressed by the therapist. Couple therapies also we can use. Couples are often seen by the therapist together. The couple may be experiencing difficulties in their relationship after marriage. So they are have to work together, and to seek a resolution, or they can solve their problems. Multiple family group therapy sometimes we give. In multiple family groups there are lots of families are there, and they have many family issues, we can solve the problems. So similarly, parenting style, when we talk about the parenting style is a set of strategies that parents use to raise their children, because as a parent, there are lots of responsibilities on our shoulders. So first, authoritarian style of parenting is in this style of parenting. Parents establish strict rules. They make very strict rules in the families, and they expect a lot from their kids. They expect children to always follow the rules, the norms. They use punishment, and they give very less enforcement. They always try to they are very rigid, and do not discuss rules with their children. When they are making rules, they are not discussing with their children, they are not telling to them. So this kind of structure won't help to students, because they will mentally disturb, they will socially disturb, they will not feel better in the society. The other you know, parenting style is authoritative style, in which parenting style, the parents are still, they are, strict, but they allow their students situational, flexibility in the rules. Sometimes they allow. So this is a little bit flexible than the previous one. So consider children's feelings. Sometimes they consider children's feeling, what they are feeling. He is feeling better, or he is feeling good or bad, or discuss rules with children so they understand. So use a combination of, they use combination. Sometimes they give punishment in the, sometimes they give reinforcement. So they consider many things. So this is better style than the previous. The permissive style is the another, this is very lenient, no rules, and not very much discipline. So may only punish children if the problem is very serious. So have a kids will be, a kids attitude may treat their kids like friends, they treat like friends, and do not discourage their children from doing bad things. But this sort of parenting style sometimes, proven you know balanced, because uh, you are permitting the many things in the society. But we have to be, observe, we have to be a good observer as well, because if you are using this style, we have to be a good observer, because if you are lenient, that's good, but you should be observe what your child are doing in the society. The other style is the uninvolved style, or you can say this style is not good in psychology, because you are neglecting your child, and whether your child is studying or not, where he's going outside the home, don't have many rules, and there is no career, goal, there is no expectation from their kids. So this is the another style. So, developing partnership with the peer groups, we have to develop a good partnership with our peer groups in the society, in the family, in the school. We have to make some good groups of students. Peer supports always works, because psychosocial, if we want to make our child strong, and we have to develop their psychosocial aspects, we have to make peer support. Collaborative learning will definitely help them to enhance their skills, and cross edge peer support will definitely work on them, and peer modeling will definitely work on them. Because when we are working the collaborative team teaching, because there are lots of students are there in the class, we many students from the different backgrounds, they from different culture, they some students are high achievers, some from different religions, some different regions, some are from many of them are special kids. So we have to make a networking and listening with parents. So parenting relationship is important. Parents should make a good networking with their kids, because improve parenting skills, because better understanding of families and culture and diversity. Because if you will give a good quality time to your kids, you will definitely improve parenting skills in you, and you will be able to create a good climate in the family, and you will be able to prepare your kids for the future. And networking and listening with community, and with community as well, because if you are treating well with your kids, they will definitely make a good networking with the community as well, because they have friends, they have colleagues, they have neighbors, and you organize many programs and celebrations, many festivals. So they will participate in all those things, and they will develop, they will learn many things. And lots of institutions and NGOs, schools, colleges, NGOs, they are interacting, they are organizing many things, and they are sharing their knowledge, they are arranging and organizing many programs. So this will definitely help them. Now I will discuss about the self concept, because it is an idea about self, what we are, what we are thinking. For example, it is an idea about self, who we are physically and emotionally, socially, spiritually, and in the term of any other aspect that make up who we are. So self concept is how you perceive your behavior, abilities, and unique characteristics. And for example, I am a good friend, and I have a good friend, I'm a kind person, are part of an overall self concept. So self concept tends to be more malleable when you are younger and is still going through the process of self discovery and identity formation. So as you age and learn who you are and what's important to you, So these self perceptions become much more detailed and organized. And self concept is our personal knowledge of who we are, encompassing all our thoughts, feelings, and ideas about ourselves, physically, emotionally, or socially. So self concept includes our knowledge of how we behave, our capabilities, and our individual characteristics. So our self concept develops most rapidly during early childhood and adolescence. But self concept, we can manage self concept, and we can develop this. Humanist psychologist Carl Rogers believed that your self concept was made up of three different parts: ideal self, self image, and self esteem. Ideal self means the person you want to be, and self image means how you see yourself, including attributes like your physical characteristics, personal traits, and social roles. And self esteem is how much you like, accept, what's your feeling about you, what's your belief or valuing, which can be impacted by a number of factors, including how others see you, how you think you're compared to others. So self-image is the way we see ourselves. Self-image includes what we know about ourselves physically. For example, brown hair, blue eyes I am tall, I am fat, I am thin. Social roles: I am wife, I am brother, I am gardener, I am a teacher. Personality traits like I'm serious kind of person, I'm kind. So self-image doesn't always match reality. Some individuals hold an inflated perception of one or more of their characteristics. Self-esteem is the value we place upon ourselves. Individual levels of self-esteem are dependent on the way we evaluate ourselves. So when we compare ourselves to others and find that we are better at something, and that others and that people respond favorably to what we do. Evaluation, these are the feelings. The ideal self is the self we would like to be. There's often a differentiate between one self image and one self ideal self. So we would like to, what we would like to be in the life. So as a as a parent or as a teacher, we want to develop of self concept, because self concept begins to develop in the early childhood stage. So this process continues throughout lifespan, but the you know rate of development will be up and down by the teachers. However, it is between early childhood and adolescence that self concept experiences the most growth. So what can parents do to nurture a positive self concept? Always parents have a great responsibility. So they have to show a be mindful. Parents have to be mindful of the language you use to describe your children. Do not label them with words such as lazy, you are lazy, you are naughty, you are aggressive. Instead, look for and point out your child's strength. Always try to motivate him in the positive manner. Provide them opportunities to participate. Provide them exposure to get participation in the activities in the life. So give your child an age appropriate task. He or she can complete their task by their own. So having done so, will definitely help them to develop self concept. So show your children that you have faith in their goodness and in their abilities. So this is a matter of language choice, because if you are toddler and out of frustration hits another child, you might say, you naughty girl, how can you be so mean, I can't believe you hit him, you are in a big trouble. So show your child that you have faith in their goodness and in their abilities. Always show that you have confidence on your kids, because as a parent, it's our duty to to make a good to develop good belief with our kids. Spend good quality time, because as a parent, if we are spending good quality time in our families, we can celebrate or organize many occasions together. We can share our feelings. So this is a vital part of self concept development, because this will definitely help them uh, you know support your child interest, because child have the abilities and capabilities, uh, cognitive abilities or the affective abilities, or the many they have many skills, aptitude. So you have to support your child interest or in the abilities. They can master their skills, and you have to, as a parent, you have to support. So set reasonable rules and enforce them with loving kindness, because your rules should be age appropriate. Because if you are not making rules according to the age, according to the interest, according to the you know environment of the family, so it is very difficult to follow for them. So these are very difficult things for him or them. So these help your child. So it is important to make sure your child knows that mistakes are a part of life, and you have and that doesn't mean that he or she is a bad person. Sometimes we make mistakes in our life, but we learn a lot from the mistakes, from the environment, from the exposure. So help your child to manage their emotions and work out problems. Because if they are able to solve their problems, and they are able to show their emotions in a positive manner, they are manage their emotions, so they can back from a situation, and they can face many situations in our life, in their life. Maintain a connected relationship. A connection is important. That connection belongs in context of communication, in context of academic aspects, in context of social aspects, in context of uh, activities. You maintain a connected relationship with them always, and give them the opportunity to explore the environment, because in the we learn a lot by training or the exposure from the environment. So engage them in the play activities, engage them in the environment. You can organize many things in your home, and they are very curious. Students are very curious, and they have imagination. So you can provide such platform. They can free play and exploration. They can explore many things there. Acknowledge efforts and offer encouragement. Children need to know that first place isn't the goal, but that personal best is a win. So no matter what place that lands them, but you have to provide them you know acknowledge effort and offer encouragement to them. So the totality of individual's thoughts and feelings, having reference to himself as an object now. So it means display uniquely with each person as a parent, and vary from very positive to very negative manner, and carries emotional and intellectually and functionally dimensions are there, and changes over time. Uh, uh, so leave your life on the basis of what is possible, because possibility is always there in our life. Because we have to be very hopeful in our life, and possibility is there. Respect your own needs, set achievable goals and sub goals, talk to yourself positively, test your reality, which kind of abilities and aptitude you have, experience success and take opportunities, and you can solve problems rationally, and make good decisions rationally, emphasize your strength, and maximize the positive and minimizing the negative in your life. Because in our life in our life journey, we will face, sometimes we will face positive, sometimes we will face negative aspects. So avoid unrealistic comparisons with others, because every individual is different. So set realistic goals and do not overgeneralize, and avoid getting caught using should statements, and think positive about yourself. So it means parents participation. As we all know, parents are very vital for their kids. And psychosocial development is going on. If a student is psychosocially you know uh, fit, and he will live a good life. And as a parents, it's our duty to develop positive self concept in them, to for a good healthy life. And it's a it's not impossible if we have patience, if we have uh, you know if we have patience, confidence, we can do all the things in our families. We have to assess our kids at the early stages. We have make good relationship with them. We have to provide them good opportunities according to their strength and interest. And we have to boost up their confidence, and we have to reinforce them. So these are the things we can do. So parents participation always vital for the students. uh, thank you. uh, that's my insights for the topic.
As always, we'll learn lots of new insights from you today, sir. A while ago, you talked about
It's my pleasure.
psychosocial health, such as maintaining positive outlook, value diversity, and appreciate and respect nature. The thing I like most is that you mentioned that we should always feel good about ourselves. You also talk about the needs and concerns of family and the benefits of family counseling. And also one of my takeaways is that about self concepts. It's valuing ourselves and accepting ourselves as who we are. That was truly enlightening and inspiring, sir. Thank you for your
It's my
pearls of
pleasure.
wisdom. Okay.
It's my pleasure, ma'am.
And thank you
Thank
for
you.
your contribution once again tonight. Thank you, Sir Zuber, and
Okay,
our
ma'am. Thank you.
deepest gratitude to you. Once again, I would like to remind everyone to please support us with your like, share, and comment. And don't forget to tag your friends in the comment box. And I would like to remind everyone that we will be giving the e-certificate link in the comment box. In case you face any problem, you go directly to our website, that is www.eduigp.com. Then after collecting your e-certificate, don't forget to celebrate with IGP with your check-in. Thank you to our three dearest speakers for today's webinar. We will welcome them in the Q&A part later. But for the meantime, we will proceed to our quiz competition. Now, I would like to encourage everyone to join our quiz competition at slido.com. I could see a lot of participants joining in. Everyone, you may join the quiz competition at slido.com. Just use the code flash on your screen. That is IGP quiz. Guys, come on, join the quiz competition. This will be fun and enjoyable. Okay, we already have 100 participants at this moment. Okay, now we have 125. Number is adding up. Come on, join us. Our first question is, what is the name of Erik Erikson's development theory? Psychosocial or cognitive? The correct answer is psychosocial. Next question. Mental health is a negative influence on your self-concept. Is it true or false? The correct answer is false. Next question. The relation between individual self-esteem and life satisfaction is blank in interdependent cultures than it is in independent cultures. Higher or lower? The correct answer is lower. Only 7% got the correct answer. Dennis is leading the board. The first step in the perception process is selection or organization. The correct answer is selection. Dennis is still leading the board. Hearing a sound in the factory by an employee will be called sensation or perception. And the correct answer is, let's wait for a moment, sensation. What is social experience? Start the moment you're born, or is based on how we think others see us? And the correct answer is, start the moment you're born. Sharma is leading the board this time. Tika Ram Sharma. Next question. One of the major consequences of high self-esteem is increased people involvement or good mental health. And the correct answer is good mental health. The first step in understanding others is to begin by getting an understanding of basic human behavior or yourself. And the correct answer is understanding yourself. Next question. Which of the following represents a natural family? Mother, father, and their biological children, wife, and friends. What do you think is the correct answer? And the correct answer is mother, father, and their biological children. Juan Miguel is now leading the board. And last question, the need hierarchy theory was given by Carl Jung or Maslow? And the correct answer is Maslow, I think. Let's see. Yes. Congratulations to Juan Miguel B. De Luna for leading the board. Next is Ameline Katubay. Next, Tika Ram Sharma. Let's see. Here are the top 10 winners. Number 1 is Juan Miguel B. De Luna. Merlin Katubay, Tikaram Sharma. I could not read the name. Bloods Parha, Rilo Sikon, Genesis, Leia, Paul, Drake, and Dennis Guin Serso. Congratulations to all the winners. Okay, this time. Okay, once again, let's welcome our 3 speakers for this day. Sir Mod Zuber, Ma'am
Thank you, ma'am.
Sasha Callery, and Dr. R. Jamuna. You may start sending your questions now, and please don't forget to address the speaker whom you want to answer your question. We have our first question from Manolito Ramas Oligo. For the speakers, which school professional can best handle the screening of students' emotional needs and teachers, the teachers or the guidance counselor, and why? Which school professional can best handle the screening of students' emotional needs? Is it the teachers or the guidance counselors? Any one of you could answer this question? Yes, ma'am.
So with
Sasha.
this particular thing, what I would actually say is that the most important is whoever the student actually connects with. So, for example, if the student actually feels like they're connecting most with the maths teacher, then the maths teacher is the person that they go to. If, for example, that person is the guidance counselor, then that is who it is. So everybody will have a different version of who they connect with. So it's very important that even though there is a hierarchy of people that students should actually go to, the most important too is saying who is it that they can speak to. And schools always, in most schools, I mean, I know within Australia they encourage that particular behaviour. So everybody has different connections and different relationships with different students. So if one of the students isn't relating to anybody there, then obviously go through the chain of command and then go through a teacher, guidance counsellor. But firstly, really it's about who they are having a connection with straight away.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Sasha. Anyone else who would like to answer the question?
Yeah, I would like to say that
Yes,
as a
sir.
in our schools, when we teach our schools, different kind of students are there. So there are lots of multidisciplinary approaches there in schools. Like teachers are there, guidance and counselors are there. So firstly, if a child is a teacher is teaching to the children, so he is making good relationship with them. So at the initial stage teacher is is observing the behavior of child in the academic areas, in the non-academic areas, in the behavior issues the child have. And then he's referring his student to the counselor, guidance and counselor, because he have the assessment tools, because he can assess in the professional manner, because teacher is observing the behavior. Teacher is observing the what is child doing in the academic areas or in the non-academic areas. So he has a good relationship with the children. But he will refer to the guidance and counselor, and he will make some sort of assessment, and he will make some sort of he will apply some sort of things in the professional manner, and then he will be able to identify the problems, emotional problems or the social problems, or the child is mild, moderate or severe. He can assess the child after after the assessment, complete assessment.
Okay, thank you, Sir Zuber. Okay, Ma'am Jamuna, would you like to add something?
Ma'am. Here,
Yes,
both the teachers and guidance counselor both are important because the teacher can identify the problem of the child. First, the child goes to the teacher only. So the teacher can identify the problem of the child and she can refer the child to the guidance counselor. So the guidance counselor can screen the child using all the tools and techniques. So he will know how to identify and how to refer whatever the child needs.
Yes.
Thank you.
okay, thank you so much, Ma'am, for those, and Sir for wonderful answers. Next question, please. Guys, send your questions. This is your opportunity to ask questions to our dearest speakers for tonight. Next question is also from Manolito Ramas Aligo. For all the speakers, what are the common psychological problems among students and how can teachers support them cope with the stress during coronavirus pandemic?
I'm happy to help with that one as well.
Yeah.
So the main things that young people are experiencing is probably three things: depression, anxiety, and also lack of motivation. And I would also say that they're feeling some agoraphobia as well, as in not wanting to go out and not socialising. The best way that students can actually do the best way that teachers can support that is actually noticing what's happening and making sure that they check in constantly, and then referring to them to somewhere that they can have a need. So understanding what individual students are actually experiencing, seeing how they can check in with them and be able to connect with them, making sure that they're observant of their behaviour and seeing when that the work is going down and they're not connecting with students, they're not contributing to class online, noticing everybody and constantly almost like understanding, just like you would do within a classroom, and being able to see that one-on-one behaviour and noticing when someone's withdrawing, to be able to do the same thing and also referring them within the guidance counsellors and the school counsellors, or almost just saying to them after class. I've noticed this with my own children, is after class teachers are saying, can I see you after class, and just saying, how are you, what's going on, how are you feeling, not necessarily to talk about the work that they're doing, but more or less just to talk about their own well-being. And I think one of the things that's been an absolute benefit is that teachers, what's happened is the classroom, because the classroom is now, the classroom and the home has become very, very united, is it's also very important for teachers to be able to share their own experience as well. So not them thinking that everything's so perfect. So not so much teachers coming out and blurting out their own information and saying this is what's going on, but actually talking about real life circumstances and saying, hey, on the weekend, what did you do? Well, we did nothing. We did this, we did that. And yeah, I struggled a little bit. And actually talking about their own family circumstances without obviously revealing too much and making sure that they are staying within the parameters. But at the end of the day, people are now in each other's homes more than ever. So, people at work are seeing their children in the background, are seeing that people have to, like, for example, I just had to turn my camera off because my children came in here and the cat was doing something and da da da. So normally on a daily basis, you would not see those interactions from me, but because now you're in my home, you're actually getting to know parts of me anyway. So it's very important that we do notice these things and be able to share those moments within ourselves so that students actually feel quite comfortable to be able to share their experiences. Conflict within the home, not feeling motivation, not feeling like where they're wanting to go, feeling like they're agoraphobic, not wanting to leave the house. So that using those examples so that students can actually feel comfortable with that. I think that's probably the best thing, and making sure that we refer young people to get as much psychological help as possible, whether that be helplines, whether that be within guidance counsellors, making sure that they talk to their parents, and also parents having those conversations, also teachers having those conversations with parents as well and connecting with them and knowing who to connect with and getting close to parents as well, knowing who to connect with. Maybe the best person to speak to is the mum, and maybe not call, like, I know, for example, with my children, sometimes they'll send an email saying my child hasn't done this work, but they're more likely to send it to me because they know that I'll have a more gentle conversation rather than think, well, the email that's normally you would do, you would contact both parents. To just kind of think, I'm not straight away going to that extreme amount, making sure that this is just a friendly call to say I'm catching up with you. We don't need to have an alarm in the house that the child's not doing their work and the mother and the father know and kids are getting lectured and all of those sort of things. Maybe it could be sent to the parent that that you've noticed that child has a better relationship with. So therefore, that parent can have a better conversation with them around that.
Thank you, Mom Sasha. And how about Mom Jamuna or Mom Zubar? Would you like to add something?
Yes.
Sir Zubar? Mom Jamuna.
Hello, am I audible? Am I
Yes.
audible? Yes, yes.
Yes, who would?
There are lots of psychosocial problems, related to with the students and nowadays in the pandemic as well, because sometimes they are not feeling well, they are feeling anxiety, and they are not feeling comfortable. As I told earlier, that psychosocial aspects covers, our psychologically what we are thinking, and socially what we are, interacting with others, what we are, feeling. And sometimes we are in the stress, in the anxiety, are not able to meet the demands of life, because what we are desiring for achieve, we have made goals, but we are not able to achieve those things. And value diversity is the, sometimes we are not in the diversity we are not achieving all those things. So maintain, sometimes negative outlook or attitude students have, socially and emotionally. So as a teacher, how can teacher support and then them cope with stress during the pandemic? Because during the pandemic, teacher is the one who is idle for their kids, and students are following him. So if he can make good relationship with them, they can, in the pandemic, it doesn't matter that he is in online mode or he's in offline mode, but he can, make a good connection. He can motivate their kids, and he can, make such relation where he can, increase their self-esteem, because students are making their feelings in a positive or in a negative manner during the pandemic. So teacher play a vital role to encourage the students, because he knows the, all aspects of children. Because if a children have social, emotional problems or social problems or academic problems, he knows which kind of students he or she is. So he can assess the problems, and according to the need, of the student, he can give quality time to him, and he can encourage him in the class, or in the or even in the even after the class.
Thank you, Zarzuber. Ma'am Jamuna, would you
Thank you.
like to say
Yes.
something?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. The main psychosocial problem among these students is confusion. They are in great confusion that what is going to happen in their future, because they have lost nearly 1.5 years in their academics. So they are in confusion what they are going to do in their future. So the teacher is a great supporter for them. She should always welcome the doubts of the students, and she should always support the students, and she should always motivate positively. Whatever they have, whatever doubts or whatever confusions they have, the teacher should come forward to clarify all those doubts, and she should be friendly with the children. Whenever they enter into their class, the teacher should always welcome for all their queries and with all their help. So, a teacher is a great person, and she should be a role model also. Whenever she gets time, she should talk with the children as a friend to bring out their problems, bring out the problems with the children. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Jamuna. Okay, next question from Shitan Duba. What would be the best strategy to handle a child with psychological disorder and physical this this deformation? Deformation. I think it's physical deformation. Yes, any one of you could answer this question. Best strategy to handle a child with psychological disorder and physical deformation.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Hello? Yes.
Yes, go on, ma'am.
Yes. First of all, the children with physical deformation, they may have some negative feelings inside them. They may have some low self-esteem inside them. So the teacher should identify those things in the child, and she should identify the skills, whatever the skills that child have. She should appreciate those skills. If the child succeeded in that particular area, then automatically self-concept will be developed. So the child will come out from his psychological disorder also. Because if the child fails in one area, it automatically leads to low self-esteem. So whenever the child has any, if the teacher identify any skill, she should appreciate, she should focus that skill, she should work more on that to bring out. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Jamuna. Next question from Annalie Palencia to Sir Zuber. What advice can you give me as a future educator of 21st century to know if my students experience psychological problems?
We are living the 21st century, and we have to deal, because when you see that before 2 years before, we in my school everybody was saying that it's very difficult to teach in online mode, but now ICT and technology is playing a vital role. So as a teacher, if you are a future educator of 21st century, you have to enhance your skills in proper manner in all aspects of life. For example, your content knowledge must be good, your observation skills must be good. You have to be a Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You're a little bit choppy. Okay. Let's wait for Sir Zuber if he could still connect.
Hello. Hello, now it's okay.
Yes, sir. That's
Okay.
better.
Okay. We have to, there are lots of psychological issues with students in class. So as a teacher, we have to know how to assess the childs, how to make intervention plans for them, how to make individualized education plan for them, how to handle with them, and how can we deal with the students, because many students are visual learners in the class, many students are auditory learners in the class, many students are kinesthetic learners in the class. Every student is unique in the class. So as a teacher in the 21st centuries, we have to prepare ourselves in multi-talented way, you can say. We have to learn a lot, and we have to and also we have to learn some psychological assessment tools, because it's our as a teacher, we have to know how to screen out our students, how can we deal our students, how can we observe our students in proper manner. If in proper manner, sometimes we observe their behavior or academic areas, but when we talk about to remove or overcome the barriers of our students, we have to enhance our skills in all areas, in ICT, in technology, in psychology. Many things we have to learn.
Thank you, sir. Our next question is from AK Adhikari to Ma'am Jemuna. Without a psychologist, how can a teacher overcome psychological problem?
Yes, it's a good question. Actually, a teacher is always with that children in the classroom. As a class teacher, she can identify few problems in the child, but to identify whether the child is behaving in the same manner in the other class, he should observe the child in other classes also, while playing or while attending the some other extracurricular activities or in the other subject classes. So whenever the child, suppose if the child is feeling very anxious towards a particular teacher, for example, if the child is aversion towards mathematics, means he may behave in different manner in particular class. So without understanding or without identifying the exact reason, we cannot label the child as a child is having a psychological problem, and we should observe the child very closely. So, as a teacher, as a class teacher, we can watch keenly the activities of the child, and we can discuss with the other teachers, other co-teachers, and we can discuss with the parents also, and we should identify the cause for that problem also. What made this child to behave in this manner? So, if we find out that problem, then it is easy for a teacher to find the solution also. So there is no need of a psychologist to find them. As a class teacher, we can solve all these things in the classroom itself if we have a good observation.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Jamuna. Thank you to our three speakers. Thank you for your marvelous responses to the questions, to the queries of
Thank you,
our
Ajay.
audience. I believe that they are all satisfied with your answers. Thank you once again. Thank you. Now we will proceed to the certification process. Please note our daily certificate details. Lifetime membership certificate, only one in every session. Quiz completion certificate, only 10 in every session. That is the top 10. And free international webinar certificate for all active participants. Announcement. We have a free international webinar daily. Time fixed 6 p.m. Double bonus with regular webinar. Along with our regular webinars, we also have added webinars on every weekend. That is Sunday morning, month of September. September morning sessions, date September 19 and September 26, 9:30 a.m. BST. We also have triple bonus. From October, we will start webinar series program. You will get individual certificate from each webinar and after submitting all certificates, you will receive a webinar series certificate. Then, these are highly focused in teaching strategies, research, assessment, pedagogy, tools and techniques, professional development, communication skills. That is our triple bonus only here in Edu IGP. Our first webinar series program has 5 parts. Topic is authentic
Hello.
assessment in teaching and learning. Yes, sir. Would you like to say something? Part 1 is October 1. Part 2 is October 4. Part 3 is October 7. And Part 4 is October 10. Then the last part is on October 26. That is a 5-part webinar series. Authentic assessment in teaching. And our second webinar series program has 4 parts webinar. Topic, Teaching English as Foreign Language and Assessment. Part 1 is on October 2. Part 2 is on October 6. Part 3 is October 30. And the last part is on October 24. Our third webinar series program has 5 parts. Topic is Digital Classroom Engagement Tools. Part 1, October 11. Part 2, October 12. Part 3, October 13. Part 4 is October 14. And the last part is on October 15. Certification process. We have step 1, September 19th, today's program. And then the step 2 is certification link. Certification link now available in the comment box and pinned comment. Certification link will be available always in this program post, Facebook page group, and YouTube description. Next, certification process. You can claim your certificate in 2 ways. Direct link from our comment box or pin comment and post description. Or if you are not able to click this link, please directly browse at www.eduigp.com for all informations together. Find today's program, then the process are the same. Step 3, browse www.eduigp.com or the given link. You will be redirected in this page of our website. Then click Enroll Now. First, you have to click Enroll Now. Then after clicking, if you are just new, create your new account. If you have an account, then log in directly. After that, find the seminar title and get enrolled. Just click login. Okay, our code for today is IGP5253. Without code, no one is eligible for certificates. With code, you can claim your certificate anytime. That today is September 19. Take note of our certificate code for today. And the topic is psychosocial issue of students. Remember that you need your certification code before you can download your certificate. That is IGP 5253. With code, you can claim your certificate anytime. Certification process. With code, click Get Your Certificate at www.eduigp.com. Then, input your IGP 5252. Then, after that, click Get Your Certificate. Then you will auto-download your certificate after clicking Get Certificate. Your certificate will be ready for you and it looks like this. Anyone can verify your certificate. Happy announcement! Now we don't have any traffic issue on our website. Hats off to all of you for your patience. Our free international webinar certificate is auto-downloadable in PDF file. You don't need to download it manually. So check your device file manager. Sometimes it looks uncompleted, which is for your mobile screen size. In PDF file, everything is okay. If nothing is found in your file manager, please check your browser setting or update your browser or try with another browser or try it from your laptop or desktop. You can join our all live programs from Facebook Facebook group, YouTube channel, and website. If anyone missed any program due to some unavoidable issue, still you can attend previous webinar with verified certificate. Dear participants, if any problem raised to claim your certificate or any other issue, please don't hesitate to contact us. With code, you can claim your certificate anytime. Our core team members are always ready in comment section to support you to find solution. Our team customer service representative in our FB page, Charis Abejo Cabiros and Janet Cablao. And then we have Sherilyn, another core team members who are always ready to support you and find solution. Charlene Yamanguchi, Jonas Malingin, and Alonso Warren Cariaga. That is in our FB group. Then in our YouTube channel, we have Kelvin Linantok, Joel Danoog, and Jeffrey Sayag. They are our team customer service representatives who are always willing to support you and find solution to whatever problem you're facing in getting your certificate. Our next webinar is on September 20. Topic is skills, not degrees, the future of employment globally. We will have two speakers. One is from Nigeria and another is from India. This is an evening session. Next upcoming webinar, September 21, evening session. E-gradebook for teachers. We have 4 speakers from Philippines. Krisha May Ramos, Nestor Nuesca, Tamambore Sedentur Bulanadi, and Rustum Valentin, Mark Rustum Valentin. That is for the evening session. E-grade book for teachers, September 21. Next upcoming webinar is on October 22, evening session, Doing Business and Training in the Online World. We will have 3 speakers, one from Australia, one from Spain, and one from South Africa. That will be an evening session on September 22. Evening session on September 24, upcoming webinar, Character Formation in Educational Leadership. We have 2 speakers from Philippines. And then another evening session, upcoming webinar, September 25, Learning Across Areas of Math, Social Studies, and Assessment. We will have 3 speakers from Philippines again. That will be an evening session. Okay, I would like to remind you once again, our code for tonight is IGP 5252. Topic for tonight is psychosocial issue of students. Please take note or screenshot your code. With code, you can claim your certificate anytime. Well, thank you. This is indeed a fruitful day for everyone. I would like to remind everyone, don't forget to collect your certificate after the session. You may collect it from our website or through the link mentioned. Before we part goodbye, let me thank all of you for being so patient and attentive throughout the session. I am very much grateful for all of you from the bottom of my heart for taking part in today's session. I am so confident and positive that you had gained something in this webinar. The new things that you have picked up and learned today will surely be helpful in your life as well as in your career growth. Participants and viewers, I would like to request all of you to please leave a review of today's session. And please recommend our page to your friends if you learned something from us or if we have been of a little help to you. Also, I request all participants and viewers to please spread the news about IGP, free international webinars, to your friends and to your colleagues. Again, do not forget collecting your e-certificate after the session from the website or through the link mentioned. After collecting your e-certificate, please don't forget to celebrate with us by checking in. We continue to expand. We are so happy to continue and expand our service to you. We hope to see you all again in all our upcoming webinars. Until then, thank you. Face the pandemic with smiles, sunshine, warmth, and positivity. Stay safe and stay happy. I am your host for tonight, Marvet, signing up. Bye. Thank you.